Check this out right here. So what you doing, man? What? Everybody go! It just don't see them, cuz!
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema, everyone, and today we're talking about Too Fast, Too Furious. Continuing our long line of Fast and Furious movies we're going to be reviewing. It's going to be a long one. We might even do Super Fast in between one of them, the parody of Fast and Furious. But that's just if he want to. And it's similar Sergio War really wants to, because the clips I showed him for it, he's like laughing his ass off. So we might do that as a commentary or just a review entirely. But anyway, let's get back to Too Fast and Furious. This is rated PG-13, directed by John Singleton, released in theaters on June 6th, and with a runtime of an hour and 48 minutes. Now, Sergio, tell me about Too Fast and Furious. What do you think about it? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Give me information. What do you want? What do you need? What do you think?
I bet you're gonna go with the synopsis first.
Oh yeah, synopsis. It's a major double cross when former police officer Brian O'Connor teams up with his ex-con buddy Roman Pearce to transport a shipment of dirty money for shady Miami-based import-export dealer Carter Verone. But the guys are actually working with undercover agent Monica Fuentes to bring Verone down. Now, Sergio, tell me, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? What are your comments? What are your questions? What are your concerns about Too Fast, Too Furious?
What I noticed about this one is that it was very different from the first one, which I understand now because the different director. It was a lot more flashy and colorful.
Yeah, I guess. Also, I want to mention the director. You're not familiar with the director, are you, Sergio?
No, I don't know how I would be.
He's a legendary director. Have you ever seen Poetic Justice?
No.
What about Four Brothers?
Yes, that I know.
Yeah, and Boys in the Hood?
No.
Baby Boy.
I've heard of that one and I never watched it.
Higher Learning?
Nope.
Shaft?
I have not watched the original Shaft.
No, the 2000 one with Samuel Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you know him. He directed this movie and he leaped on the idea of doing a sequel to this movie because when they hired him, he was a big fan of the first one. That's why.
That explains why in this one they went a lot harder with a lot of the stuff that was in this first movie. When this one, it felt like it was cranked up way more than in the first one.
Yeah, the budget was like double the budget of the first one. The first one was like 38 million.
No, I mean, I'm talking about like how you can see the money on the screen or how much they put into it, the production and how they paid for all this. I'm saying that the humor, the racing, the effects, basically the things that were in the first movie, but they were just more of it on screen in here.
Yeah, but also one thing about the effects, did it not remind you of Speed Racer?
No.
Really?
I know that the nitro. I think you're talking about the nitros. The nitros scene where they were speeding and you can see the flashing on the sides that they're going so fast, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, they had that in the first one, in the nitros too, in the first street race.
But this one was more noticeable though.
Well, yeah, because like you said, the budget was higher, and also because the director was a big fan of the first one. But that's also why I said this one felt way more colorful. Because the cars, the cars at the beginning, you can tell they represented the character that they was driving them because of the color scheme and also the bright lights that were on there. See, Brian has a blue car. The guy he's racing against there's a yellow car.
Michael Ealy,
orange car.
I forgot he was in this movie.
Huh?
I forgot he was in this movie. Like he was in Think Like a Man.
Oh, okay. And this it also reminds this first race reminded me of the first street race in the first movie, which I think they were going for. But this one felt a little more intense because it was a lot longer.
I thought it was funny how when they're crossing the bridge, Suki was like, "Yeah, smack that ass!" while falling down. It felt so unnecessary.
I felt a lot of stuff that Suki had during the race was unnecessary. Like there was a TV screen with like an animated character growling as she was growling too. It felt like it was like they put that on her so she can tell what to act in that scene.
Oh my god, the name of the red car is Orange Julius. I just saw that. Jeez.
Also, why is everyone walking up to the bridge when they know that's where the drivers are going to be? And it feels like a really bad idea.
Because they're against the law.
No, I'm not talking about them raising up the one. I'm asking why they're getting so close. Why they're getting so close to the finish line when they know the cars are going to come through? They're going to get hurt.
Because it's badass.
Then getting up close to where the finish line is badness.
Yeah, but don't tell them that. They might move or not. I don't know. So yeah, I think that they aren't thinking that well about it because they're like, hey, we're gonna go over to the end of the race. Maybe they think it's a marathon where you're running to where they actually slow down easier instead of really jumping a bridge.
Why would they think that?
I
When
don't
they
know.
these
I'm
are
joking,
experienced. These
Sergio.
are.
I'm joking, Sergio. You don't take me seriously.
I can't. It's hard to take you seriously because you don't change your voice or not. You don't change. You don't put any signs saying you're joking. You just talk how you usually do, and then you. I can't really tell when you. And actually, when times you're being serious, and when times you're not. It's really hard to do that when you're just like that the entire time.
Really?
Yes,
Oh.
because you just.
I'm sorry, Sergio. Continue.
That was so out of pocket.
Well, me putting it on, or just the scene in general?
Just the scene in general, basically.
Yeah, because it
I
came out
get
of
it, but-
nowhere.
Yes, but to be honest, it really does fit with the character. Lucas with everything that I've seen on this movie. There's a lot of fan service in this movie.
Be more specific. More like the typical Fast and Furious.
The women in the cars, Chance. The women in the cars.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I didn't know. I think like actual cars, like just like if people like the Ford, they might love this new Ford GT area or something like that. I don't know.
He did talk a lot about the cars, and he showed a lot more parts of the cars. He didn't really talk about it. He just like showed a lot of it. A lot of the cars that seemed like toys, actually. It kind of felt that way.
Well,
And there was also a lot more scenes with just women like playing around or just women and just being on screen.
look, it is.
That's how I felt throughout the movie.
It's like
Whatever.
yeah, this franchise is like like watching AI evolve because you're seeing it learn as it goes along. Like, okay, we like this. Okay, we'll get more of this, and we'll get more of this. We'll get rid of this because like even if these first three movies we got the characters come back, we don't see Vin Diesel until the end of Tokyo Drift, and they're like thinking, okay, so we're gonna make this a standalone movie series. Okay, we're gonna have one where everyone's a different part of the world. Okay, we could do that. No, okay, we'll get back to the original cast. Have everyone there. You don't like that now? Okay, we'll have the original cast and add someone every single movie. You like that?
Wait, hang on. Do we want to do it the time or like in the order of these movies? Do you want to do them during like the release or the timeline?
See, that's what I'm not sure about. I think to be safe, let's do it in the time. Let's do it by the release because people might be confused if they don't know. It's like it's like watching the Marvel movies in like chronological order.
You would pick up on a few things, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it would be hard to make the connections between the movies because of the fact that we're not talking them like in a timeline order, because then people get confused on this person's dead. Like Han, for example, he dies in Tokyo Drift, but then comes back in the first movie that's supposed to be pretty close to that.
And also F9.
Yeah, but that one already explains on how he survived. Well, sort of it just showed that he was already dead during the time, so he came back.
Right. But okay, so let's get into any other notes we have. Do you have any notes, Sergio?
Let's see. I noticed that they specifically said this location was in Florida. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
because we know that the first movie took place in L.A.
Yeah.
And right here we're all the way in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, I'm guessing because they wanted to follow Brian, and we couldn't have him back in L.A. because he's already on the run. And
no, he's not on the run. He's in prison. He was already caught for that stuff. He was already caught.
But yeah, but he's sort of working with the police for some reason. I mean, also in the movie too, like sort of, it's a blurred area with this movie, and it was kind of confusing to me. But I understand why.
You want me to explain it?
Sure.
All right. So Connor is off the force because he helped Dominic escape the law. So now he's under arrest and no longer a cop. So one of his friends, who he's made over here in Florida, calls him up, asks him to join in a race so he can make some cash, because it's the only way he can actually make cash, because he can't get a job because he's a criminal now. So when he is caught by the police again for street racing, they bring him in saying they need him for a job, and if he does the job right, then they'll clear his record.
Okay, and the same thing for Roman, right?
Yeah.
All right, now
Basically.
I get it. Because I sort of had an idea that was going on, but I just was merely just focusing on what was going on the screen. I'll be honest, this is one of the hardest movies I had to watch for this podcast.
Yes, you told me that.
It was so, I don't know, it was just hard for me to keep my attention. Not that I was like,
I think it was
keep on things going, but it's more like these characters
you're not really invested in them.
Yeah, they're not who I know them as yet, and it's sort of like testing the ground and what works and what doesn't still. because we know Roman, he's sort of how he is in the movie still, but he's more of a tough guy, more crazy guy in this one than he is in the later movies. He's more
comedic, but more like he's like the jock that you have around. He's funny, but he's not too smart. He just mostly does stuff with his hands.
right.
He's not good besides that one area.
And Tej, like, he's a computer genius. He's a computer whiz. But in this one, the most we see of that is him lifting the bridge.
But he doesn't even lift the bridge down.
Exactly. He just says, I have a surprise. That's all he says.
Yeah, we know he's smart because he's the one who organizes all these races and makes all the money. So, yeah, we know he's smart in this movie, but we haven't actually seen any of his tech skills yet.
Yeah, because in the 10th movie, he tries defusing a bomb before it blows up Rome. We need we need a minute. I need to see the change here, because that's something you really pick up on a Sunday afternoon. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else are you going to talk about?
Oh, my favorite quote. It was,
"Let your man go, huh?
Drop it, I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell. I want to hear about this, homie."
I said forget about it, cuz.
why? And it always caught me off guard, making me laugh so hard when he says that. He tries acting so black when he says it. That's why. He let the white friend act black when he's with his friends.
But that's not a black thing.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's what Mexicans do.
That's what black guys do too.
Oh yeah, Mexicans do that though. It's when we refer to cousins.
But that's not what he meant by that. I said forget about it.
Also, what? Also, why didn't Rome shoot the police? I know it was just to cover their escape, but couldn't they just drove away instead of shooting them?
Because they needed time to run away. He said he's not going back. He said he's not going back to jail.
True, but they were already at their cars. They could have just gone in them and drove away.
No.
His door was literally open. He was already in the car.
No, you don't understand. He had a gun. He had to shoot it. They already wrote the gun into the story. They had to use it.
But they don't use it anymore. Except for the ending scene.
Yeah.
And it's not even in his car.
Yeah.
It's not in his car.
But they already introduced the gun, so it's good. And one more thing. So, actually, no, two more things. Did it look to you like Roman was in love with Brian? Like a lot of scenes where it was like a romantic tension between each other?
No.
Really?
Yes, because he already expressed that he hates him because of the fact of a bust that he was involved in, that he had to do 3 years in prison.
Well, yeah, but that could have been like romantic tension, like anger, like frustration. Like, I bet there was a version of this movie where they had Roman and Brian fighting over Eva Longoria, like the undercover cop.
Are you talking about the love tension between Brian, or like are you trying to think of a love triangle?
Yeah, love triangle between Brian and Roman and Monica Fuentes.
Okay, you need to word that better because it sounds like you're trying to make up a love tension between Brian and Roman.
Yeah, them too. That's what it came across as.
That's their name.
Because when Brian was looking at Monica, Brian was, what's his name? Roman was right next to him saying, "What are you looking at?" Like looking right next to him. And he was like, "Yeah, you know what he's looking at." And when he's at the end of the movie, when she's looking at him too, it's like saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay here, check on you. I'm gonna stay here in Florida and watch you, keep an eye on you, make sure you don't do anything wrong."
Yeah, that's the whole problem that he has with Brian, that he always does something stupid for a girl. That's what he said earlier in the movie.
I'm making a joke, man. This is a joke. You're not playing along at all.
I can't tell if you're making a joke or not.
I'm clearly making a joke. You really think I genuinely thought that it was a love connection between Brian and Roman and Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yes. Like I said, I cannot tell when you're being serious or not because you always do it the same tone.
Okay.
You always commit to it completely.
Okay, so now knowing it as a joke, what do you have to say to that? Are you going to play into it, or are you just going to say, I don't see it?
I still don't see it.
Really?
Yes, because, dude, this joke is why we just do one step, just banter jokes, because if we're going to do this, I don't know how to do that because that would have to be planned out. I honestly don't know how to respond to that.
Even when he was doing the eye thing while driving 120 miles per hour with Monica, and you see Roman pulling up saying,
He did the stare and drive on you, didn't he? He got that from me.
Yeah, I just think that the Dukes of Hazzard.
I think he's jealous. Fine, don't play along then. Jeez, make me look like a weirdo. God, okay.
I just told you, I don't know how to play along to that.
Let's go into our rating. Let's go into our rating. That gives me a 2.5 out of 5 stars. 2.5 out of 5 stars.
Let's see. I probably would give the same thing. Yeah, Yeah, I think we're both on the same page about this movie because there are some things to enjoy about it, but overall, the movie overall, we just can't enjoy it as much as the newer ones because the fact is that we grew up watching this and we just kind of evolved with the franchise.
Yeah. It's my least favorite in the franchise, honestly.
It's very bare bones in giving us characters and not giving us much of a motivation or an interest into their journeys, basically.
Right. My favorite thing about this movie is the introduction of Roman and Tej. That's mainly it. All right. I think we could call it an episode. I'm Chance,
I'm Sergio.
and have a cinematic day. Hey everyone. Thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.